A few years ago, America thought China would become its greatest partner. Now, American politicians openly call China the biggest threat to global power. That is one of the biggest geopolitical mistakes in modern history, because USA spent decades helping China become rich. Factories started moving to China. Big American companies invested billions there. At first, it looked like a perfect deal. 'Cause products got cheaper, companies made insane profits. China's economy grew crazy fast.
Bro, I am making so much money.
But while America was making money, China was building power. And not just economic power, military, naval, technology. By the time America realized what was happening, China was already too big to stop easily.
Now I need backup.
USA found a backup. No, the country they chose for backup is not in Europe, not even Middle East. That country is in Asia, more specifically India. Yes, you heard it right. USA chose India as a backup against China, and what happened next will shock you. Before moving forward, I just posted a poll in the community tab. Which country will become the next superpower? Go vote before your country loses. Can India win this? It will only be possible with your one vote. And also hit like if you are watching from India. We need to get at least 1,000 Indians here before this video completely blows up.
I don't just want a partner, I want a counterweight.
Can you explain more?
I want a country which is large enough, angry enough, and powerful enough to slow China down.
Oh damn. Good thing is, India checked every box. We have huge population, a massive military, a strategic location, and most importantly, a growing rivalry with China. India is becoming the center of a global power struggle, so obviously China noticed it fast.
China and India were never truly comfortable neighbors. The border tensions had existed for decades, but mainly, things exploded after the clashes in the Himalayas.
Moreover, inside India, anger against China got huge during lockdown. Then the government started banning Chinese apps one after another. And bro, the timing was actually hilarious. Kids weren't studying. Adults weren't working properly. Everyone was just either scrolling TikTok or playing PUBG all day. Then one random evening, the government banned all Chinese apps and games. Entire pub squads collapse instantly. Some dude probably just landed in Pachinki with his boys. And next day the game was gone. Absolute national heartbreak.
Your so-called self-reliant India is so much reliant on my games and apps.
Shut up, red chicken. But what hurts is, China is not completely wrong. Before the ban, they were slowly taking over India's internet culture itself. Millions of Indian kids were spending hours daily on Chinese-owned apps without even thinking about it. Brr, just take TikTok as an example. Indian TikTok in 2020 was different. That app was basically a chapri factory. Let me show you some chapri TikTok videos from when it wasn't banned in India. Indian YouTubers were farming off content by reacting to these cringe Indian TikTokers. When TikTok got banned, half the internet suddenly lost employment overnight. But like cockroaches after a nuclear apocalypse, they survived. Most of them just migrated to Instagram Reels and continued the same activities there. One side was screaming, "Ban everything Chinese," and the other side was crying because their PUBG rank disappeared.
This isn't just about apps anymore, because before all this, most Indians didn't really think much about China outside cheap products and PUBG.
But after the border clashes and bans, bro, suddenly everybody became a geopolitics expert overnight. Everyone was talking about China. Uncles on Facebook, gamers on YouTube, random dudes in Instagram comments. And the government also started moving differently after that. More roads near the border. More military focus, more deals with America. At first people didn't connect the dots, but China definitely did, because while everyone online was busy crying over PUBG ranks, India and USA were quietly getting much closer behind the scenes.
Hey lol, this partnership won't go that far.
Yeah, about that. A few years later, American warships were doing exercises with India. US weapons deals with India started increasing. Top American politicians suddenly couldn't stop praising India every 5 business days. Even American companies started slowly shifting factories out of China.
What the?
And that is where things started getting uncomfortable for China. China can handle hate comments. What it doesn't want is factories leaving. That is scary for them. Cause China became powerful because the world depended on Chinese manufacturing. Phones, electronics, batteries, everything.
Now my companies slowly started realizing that maybe depending too much on one country isn't smart, especially after COVID and all the global tensions.
Companies of other countries also realized this, so countries started looking for alternatives. Vietnam and Mexico got attention.
Wow, I'm weary, please China become next superpower.
Guess which country got the most attention? India. Because unlike smaller countries, India has something insane. Scale.
Me no small, me big boy.
As I've already said, India has a huge population. And a huge population creates a huge market and workforce. India can easily use this for its advantage. And once global companies started seeing India as a serious manufacturing option, China pooped on its pants. Now let me show you the master plan. The Quad Alliance. This alliance has India, USA, Japan, Australia.
Guys, this is just a friendly partnership.
Yeah, sure, bro. You'll really think I don't see what this is?
Because look at the map for 2 seconds. Japan is near China, Australia below Asia, America with giant navy everywhere, and India sitting right near the Indian Ocean. Bro, that's not a coincidence. Quad was intentionally made like this. Officially, the Quad will not admit it. But yeah, a huge purpose of Quad is to put pressure on China's trade routes. If China keeps pushing aggressively in Asia, it might end up surrounding itself with rivals instead.
If conflict happens, China knows we can make life very difficult for them.
That's why China gets uncomfortable and poop on their underwear whenever Quad meetings happen.
But honestly, the scariest part of this rivalry probably isn't tanks or missiles. It's technology, because future superpowers won't just rule land. They'll rule AI, chips, data, cyber warfare, satellites. Basically, whoever controls the nerdiest stuff controls the planet now. And this is exactly where India became super valuable to America. Because India produces an insane number of engineers and tech workers every year.
At this point, if you walk into a big American tech company, there's like a 37% chance the CEO is Indian. Google, Microsoft, Adobe.
Wait, why is every smart guy named Sundar or Satya?
Meanwhile, America and China are racing hard to dominate future technology. And neither side wants India's talent drifting to the other camp. Cuz bro, this isn't just about apps anymore. This is about who controls the future itself. That's why America suddenly became way more interested in tech partnerships with India.
China already has manufacturing power. So now, if it also dominates future tech completely, that becomes a massive problem for me.
And India sitting in the middle with huge talent and a growing tech industry suddenly became insanely important. Remember the beginning of the video when I said America helped China become rich? See, back in the 1990s and 2000s, America thought trade would change China. Their logic was basically, if China becomes richer, it'll become more friendly, more open, more connected to the West. That's why American companies rushed into China hard. They invested billions of dollars. Cheap Chinese manufacturing started taking over the world. At first, it looked genius.
Damn, my companies got insane profits, and Americans got cheap products too.
My economy is exploding, wow.
Everybody was happy.
Wait a second, why are we becoming dependent on the same country that's trying to challenge us?
Most electronics came from China. Supply chains depended on China. Rare minerals and factories too. America accidentally gave China huge leverage over the global economy. And then came the tensions. Huawei ban, TikTok investigations, spy balloon drama, cyberattack accusations. Suddenly America started seeing Chinese technology as a security threat instead of just business. So yeah, America may have helped China become rich, but in the process, it may have accidentally created the one country powerful enough to challenge China's dominance in the future. India. Subscribe if you love India.
Go. The stage is bright, countryballs rolling, taking flight. Speeding ahead, breaking free. Pakistan, you and me. UK, USA, living strong. Mexico's rhythm, join the song. Switzerland's peace, steady and bright. Countryballs unite, shining light. Across dimensions we thrive. Enemy versus, let's revive. So let's persist, never slow. In this journey our spirits grow. With enemy versus leading the way.